And then in the second paragraph, it says the matter has been closed, correct?
Correct.
Then it further says that you have a quote-unquote current active license to practice in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Correct.
And then you go on to say that he's obligated to continue his obligations through HPMP. And is it the practice, ma'am, that people are not to be generally dismissed from HPMP as far as the Board of Medicine is concerned if they encounter a financial difficulty that disallows them to participate in HPMP? Do you know anything about that?
I'm not sure if you could just rephrase.
I guess what I'm saying is, what if the person has stayed and is in the program and runs out of money, can't pay for it anymore? Right. Is he to be kicked out of the program for that?
No, and again, Ms. Ressler can speak to that, but there are, I hate to call them scholarships. We have the ability for scholarship beds. They will work with finding the assessment sites that work. So I think she can speak to that, but
okay.
We've never had anybody kicked out for the financial issue.
As far as the Board of Medicine is concerned, from December 5th, 2018 until January 17, 2019, Dr. Rhodes' license was current active, correct?
Correct.
Any suspension from the Board of Medicine was stayed, is that correct?
Correct. And
the purpose of this January 17 letter, 2019, is to say that that's when you're actually suspending his license.
Right.
And in fact, it says in the second paragraph, not only is it indefinitely suspended January 17th, but it says effective this date, meaning effective January 17, 2019.
Right.
So from the perspective of the Board of Medicine alone, from the Board of Medicine, Dr. Rhodes was not suspended from December 5th, 2018 until January 17, 2019.
Correct.
Thank you, ma'am. Those are all the questions that I have.
That doesn't prompt me redirect, Your Honor.
Does not?
Does not.
All right. May she be excused?
She may.
Mr. Shane, thank you for being here due to motion earlier made and granted. Please don't discuss your testimony with anyone until the trial itself is over. You're free to go, free to say as you may like. Next witness.
Amy Ressler.
Amy Ressler, courtroom 3. Amy Ressler, courtroom 3.
Mr. Jones, my witness list referred to her as this next witness is Amy Stewart. Her name has changed during the pendency of the case. Stand, but before you have a seat, stand next to it and say they want to swear you in.
Okay. Do you solemnly swear affirm that the evidence you show in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Please be seated.
Ma'am, would you state your name for the court, please?
Yes, my name is Amy Ressler.
And Ms. Ressler, how are you employed?
I am the Program Administrative Director for the Health Practitioners Monitoring Program.
And what is the Health Practitioners Monitoring Program?
It is the state's Department of Health Professions has a contract for this program to exist to monitor healthcare professionals in the state of Virginia who have diagnoses that could be considered potentially impairing. We make sure that they're in treatment appropriately, if necessary screening for substance use, and that they are safe to return to practice. And then when they return to practice, we monitor their practice. It is typically a 5-year program, and we do that for the Department of Health Professions, so all of the boards, any licensee in Virginia.
And I want to talk about some terminology with you, first of all. Based on your position with the Health Practitioner Monitoring Program, are you familiar with what is called a participation contract?
Yes.
What is a participation contract?
That is our initial contract that potential clients sign, and is essentially the contract stating that they are agreeing to enter into our program.
Within the participation contract, does the licensee or the practitioner agree that they will not practice whatever their profession is until given approval by the Health Practitioners Monitoring Program?
Yes. Generally, there are very rare few circumstances, but generally the contract requires that the individual client agrees to refrain from practicing or working in a healthcare setting until approved with a signed revised contract with HPMP.
Are you also familiar with what is